So contract of guarantee. So contract of guarantee is basically, that is the creditor, principal, debtor, and that person is the surety. Surety is also known as the guarantor. Okay. So in the contract of guarantee, basically 3 parties are there and the 3 types of contract will be there. In the 3 types of contract, the first contract is between this, second contract this, third contract this. So 3 parties and 3 contracts are there in the contract of guarantee. And your surety, bank also act as a surety. Bank also act as a surety class. Okay, now see what is written here. A contract of guarantee, first of all, this is written in 126 of the Indian Constitution. It is the contract to perform the promise, discharge the liability of third person in the case of his default. So this is your 126. Contract of guarantee, the definition that is written in the Indian Contract Act. Okay. The provision of Contract Act are also applicable to the guarantee which is given by bank. So as I have already told you, bank also act as a surety or guarantor. So there are types of bank guarantee. So if I show you the example, financial bank guarantee, advance payment, deferred payment, and performance guarantee. In the performance guarantee, the bank is giving guarantee on the performance of a particular project of a person. That if you will not perform that project, we will give you the guarantee. Financial guarantee, if person is not able to pay the money, on that case, the bank will be act as a guarantor. Advance payment, the bank will act as a guarantor. Deferred payment, in the installment, suppose if a person will be not able to pay the installment, so on the installment basis the bank is giving guarantee. So there are 4 types of bank guarantee. Bank generally obtain guarantee as a form of collateral for a debt. All these are examples of contract of guarantee and are bound by the rules which is laid down by Indian Contract Act 1872. So this is the complete definition of contract of guarantee. Now let's do the question. Okay, now we have to focus on the question. In a contract of indemnity, the indemnifier is primarily liable. Indemnifier. Everybody have to give me the answer. That is very, very much important. Yes, class. In a contract of indemnity, because this is the question of indemnity as well as a guarantee. So in the contract of indemnity, indemnifier is primarily liable. Indemnifier. Because there are 2 parties, indemnity holder, which is also called indemnified, and indemnifier. So indemnifier is primarily liable. The answer is true. Okay. In a contract of guarantee, the liability of surety is secondary. That is true. The first liability is of principal debtor, second is surety. Anything done for the benefit of principal debtor is sufficient consideration to the surety for giving the guarantee. This line we have done in the paid class. I have already told you, if you really want to crack your exam, focus on the paid batch. Second, focus on the YT session, mock paper, and whatever questions I am giving you in the session. So class, in this one, in a contract of guarantee, the liability of surety secondary, yes. And this is absolutely yes. Why? Because if a guarantor is helping principal debtor, that is a sufficient consideration for the principal debtor. So that's why this is true statement. Where there are co-surety, a release of creditor of one of them does not discharge the other. This is true and false. Co-surety means S1, S2, ST. Suppose 3 sureties are there. 3 sureties are there. So in that case you can see. So suppose if we release one, it does not discharge the other. The answer is absolutely yes. True. Principal debtor need not pay the surety after the surety has paid the amount to the creditor. Why, class? Principal debtor, creditor, surety. So class, in the given question it is written, if the surety have paid on the behalf of principal debtor, The surety will not demand money from principal. This is absolutely false. This is false statement. Okay, because it is a right of surety to demand the money from this person. Okay, next, fill in the blanks. Surety is also known as what? Tell me guys. Surety is indemnifier, bailer, guarantor or bailee. So as you know that surety is guarantor. The liability of the surety is dash of the principal debtor. Coextensive, primarily, secondary. Now, in this question, many students will do secondary, if I am not wrong. But the right answer will be coextensive. Why, class? Because this word has been given in the Indian Contract Act and we have to follow the law of that act. So for the B point, coextensive is the right answer. Now, a guarantee which extends to the series of transaction, it is called what? Series of transaction. Whether it is called continuing, invalid, irrevocable or journal. Tell me class, the right answer for C1. The right answer for the C1 is basically, that is called continuing guarantee because it is a series. So, continuing guarantee is there. Surety is dash if the principal debtor released by the creditor. If the principal debtor class released by the creditor, so whether surety is liable or surety will be also discharged. This is very good question. So in that question, the surety will be also discharged if the principal debtor is discharged. Okay. Guarantee obtained by dash is invalid. Guarantee obtained by dash is invalid. Guarantee obtained by misrepresentation, consent, agreement, contract. That is invalid. So class, guarantee obtained by misrepresentation is invalid. So this is your contract of guarantee. So I think guys, we have finished the contract of what? Guarantee. Okay. So now Indian contract is totally finished. Let's do the SOGA Act. SOGA Act, basically class, A person is there, B person is there. A person is giving goods to the B person and B person is giving the price of that goods to the A person, right? So in that case, what is this? A person is called seller and B person is called what? Buyer, right class? So now see what is written here. Sale involved two persons, that is buyer and seller. We know who is buyer, who is seller. Then a contract of sale of good is a contract under which seller transfer the goods to the buyer for a price. See, seller transfer the goods to the buyer for a price. And always remember, in the Sales of Good Act, movable property deal. Only movable property deal with that thing. Movable property. Okay. When the property in the goods is transferred from seller to buyer, the contract is called sale. It's a quick revision. It's a summary of your act. The consideration for the sale of good is the money. It means that B person have to pay the money. The Sales of Good Act cover only the sale of movable property, not immovable property. That is important because immovable property, Transfer of Property Act deal with the immovable property. Next, the sales of good is important for the bank lending against assets is concerned. Exactly. For the bank also, suppose if borrower is not able to pay the money, so whatever the movable security that is deposited in the bank can sell it. The bank will become seller. That's it. Bank do not lend against unpaid assets in the view of seller lien on the asset. Bank do not lend against unpaid assets in which the seller's lien on the asset. Seller lien means holding. The seller become, the bank is the seller. So lien means holding of the property, holding of the security. When the transfer of property in the goods, it takes place at the future time. Okay. So when the contract of sale is go on at a future time, this is called agreement to sale. An agreement to sale becomes sale. It means future sale become present sale when the time elapse or the conditions are fulfilled, subject to which property in the good is to be transferred. Say class. So this is important. This is important, guys. Okay, so I hope so you people understand this topic. So basically we have done sale, we have done agreement to sale. A quick revision. What is condition? What is warranty? That is very important. Condition is basically what? Guarantee. Condition is basically guarantee. No shopkeeper, no seller give us the guarantee. Guarantee means suppose if the things will be defect, the buyer have a right to return the goods and refund the money. That is called condition. And warranty means only replacement. So according to the definition of condition, it is if a stipulation agreed between parties essential to the main purpose of the contract. Just learn this line, because in the question that line can become in the exam. And what is warranty? Collateral to the main purpose of the contract. So this is important. This is important, guys. So here main purpose and here collateral. So you have to learn these words. The sales of good deal with the rights and obligation of buyer seller are part of the condition warranty covering the sale of goods. Exactly. The provision of the act are relevant to the banker who often act as an agent for collecting the bill. Okay. The bankers also act as an agent. Agent means who work under the direction of principal. So in this case, the banker will act as an agent for collecting the bills accompanied by the documents to the title of goods and as a holder for the value while discounting the bill finance against the goods. So in that case, the banker act as a this and banker act as a holder in the Sales of Good Act. And the last topic is unpaid seller. Unpaid seller means the buyer have not give the full price of that goods. So the seller become unpaid seller. So following rights. A lien on the goods for the price while he is in possession of the goods. In the case of insolvency of the buyer, insolvency means the buyer become insolvent. The right of stopping the goods in transit. He have a right. And right to resale and right to withhold the delivery of goods. So these are the rights of unpaid seller. So unpaid, that is not fully paid by the buyer. Please see the rights. Okay, class. Now let's do the question. Let's do the question. Okay. Dash means consideration for a sale of good. Consideration for the sale of good. Yes, class. What will be the right answer? Now we are doing the questions of Sales of Good Act. Now, guys, we are doing the questions of Sales of Good Act. Dash is the consideration for sales of goods. So we know that price is the only consideration. Goods as defined under Sales of Good Act do not include goods. So just remember the definition of goods. So when the definition of goods, share includes, stock includes, grass include, but actionable claim no. So you can see that each word we have just read in the paid batch. each word, each line we have just read. Dash goods are to be manufactured, produced, acquired by seller after making the contract of sale. That is good question. Yes. So this is basically the future goods. Dash goods means goods identified and agreed upon at the time of contract of sale. So identified, that is called specific. Everything we have just done in our session, every question, every line we have done in the paid class. So that's why whatever that is written in the book, the content we are covering in paid batch and the summary and questions we are doing here. Dash means voluntary transfer of possession from one person to another. Delivery, lien, indemnity, suit. So the answer will be delivery. When transfer of the property in the goods is take place at the future time class, future time. What is called? Agreement to sale, contract of sale, contract of future goods, contract of specific goods. What is the right answer? What is the right answer, guys? So that is called agreement to sale. In dash, the ownership of goods yet future. So if we are talking about future, that is called agreement to sale. That's it. Okay. Now, equity share are goods within the meaning of sales of good. Equity share. So just remember that share is included in the definition of goods or not. So whether share is equity, preferential, doesn't matter, share are goods. True. Fixtures can be regarded as movable goods only if they are intended to be severed and sold property. Fixtures means, suppose house is there. No, suppose a tree is there. Tree is fixed. So trees are immovable. But when we just cut the tree, that's become the movable. So this is absolutely true. Okay, next. If a stipulation agreed between parties is essential to the main purpose, we have just highlighted. Essential to the main purpose, this is called condition. A dash collateral. Guys, collateral to the main. So this is called warranty. There is an implied condition on the part of seller that he has a right to dash the goods. Implied condition on the part of seller that he has a right. It means right. If the buyer is not able to pay the full price, so the seller have right to what? Use, sell, resale what? What is the right answer of C1? Right to sell the goods. Okay. If a sale of good is by dash, there is an implied condition that the goods shall be correspond with the description. So this is called description. Why class? Suppose if seller describe me that Nikita ma'am, this is the jacket and you can just use in the jacket, you can just use the jacket in the -1 degree Celsius temperature. When I was just using this jacket, but I was feeling so cold. It means whatever the seller have described, that is not according to that description. So in that case, description is right answer. In every, what is this? In every, when property in the goods have not passed the buyer becomes insolvent. Before the price is paid, the seller can withhold the delivery of good. Withhold means if the buyer is not able to pay the money, so the seller can withhold. Tell me guys. A point is that in every contract of sale, it is implied that the seller got right to sell the goods exactly if the buyer is not able to pay the money. An implied warranty as to quality or fitness, particular purpose may be annexed by the uses of trade. That is right. Both are true statement. What is implied warranty? Implied warranty means only the replacement of the part, not as it is goods. Okay. So implied warranty as to the quality and fitness, particular purpose may be annexed by the uses of trade. The seller of a goods is deemed to be unpaid seller when the price has been not paid. There is a no dash as to the quality of fitness goods of any particular purpose. What is the right answer for the B1? So as we know that this is called implied condition, because in the paid class we have just done the implied condition, the types of implied condition. So quality and fitness comes under the types of implied condition. When the dash is possession of goods, a lien can be excised. When seller is in possession of goods, the lien can be excised. The dash terminated when the buyer gets possession of goods. The lien terminated when the buyer gets possession of goods. Lien means holding the property. When the property in the goods has not passed to the buyer and the buyer becomes insolvent before the price is paid, the seller can withhold the delivery of goods. Tell me guys, can withhold or not? The answer will be yes, he can withhold. The seller who has accepted negotiable security as an absolute payment has no longer, exactly, absolute payment is there. So why he will be called as an unpaid seller? No, that is not called unpaid seller. C class. So we are doing the Indian Contract Act, and yesterday we have just done the general principle of contract concept and we have done the indemnity, right? So now rest of all things we will do it today. Now what is bailment? So first of all guys, this bailment topic is written in section 148 of the Indian Contract Act. And what exactly bailment means? So guys, bailment is basically, suppose A person deliver the things to the B for the specific purpose, right? And when the purpose will fulfilled, right? When the purpose will fulfilled, the B back this goods to the A person. So guys, this is called what? The bailment. So bailment is basically, suppose if we are giving our TV for repair, if our giving our jewelry in the bank for safe custody. So this is the example of bailment. Okay. So according to the section 148, what bailment is written, that it is the delivery of goods by one person to another for some purpose, and when the purpose is accomplished, the goods are to be returned and otherwise disposed according to the direction of the person that is delivering them. And class, in the bailment you have to remember the A person is called bailer and B person is called what? Bailee. Bailer and bailee. So this is the exact name of, or you can say the party's name of bailment. Okay, so this is a simple definition of the bailment. Okay, and you have to focus on the definition. Now bailment is not same as the sale, because bailment is different. In bailment we just take the goods after finishing the purpose, but in the sale guys, we are giving the ownership to the another person. We are giving the ownership to the another person, which is an intentional. So sale is what? Sale is basically intentional transfer of ownership of the personal property in exchange for something of the value. In the sale, we are transferring the things and we are taking the price. This is called sale. But in the bailment, this is not called sale. In the bailment, we are delivering the things for the particular purpose. So this is this point. The bailment involve only the transfer of possession. So what is possession? There is a two word, ownership and possession. So ownership means in which we are giving property to the person. That is called bailment. Okay, we are giving property to the bailee for the particular purpose. Okay, but ownership, possession, ownership, absolute right, and possession, only the custody. So in the bailment, we are actually giving only the custody. Okay, because possession is basically temporary custody in the hand of another person. So this is called bailment. So bailment involve the transfer of possession or custody, not the ownership. Okay, so this is given in the section 172. So guys, this is your crux of the bailment, and I think this is clear to all of you. Now let's do the question. True and false. Bailer is a person who deliver his goods to the surety to enable him to give guarantee. Just tell me the right answer. Tell me the right answer for this question. Yes, guys. What will be the right answer for this question? Yes, class. In the bailer who delivered the goods to the surety, but surety topic is of guarantee. Surety topic is of guarantee. So this is absolutely false. Bailee can use the goods given by bailer in the manner as he like. It means bailee can use the goods. Guys, bailee can use the goods as the manner as he like. This is true statement. Tell me. The answer is absolutely false, because the bailee have to use the goods according to the direction which is given by the bailer, not bailee. Okay? Now, the bailee can keep the goods bailed to him and he need not return same to the bailer. Need not return. Tell me. Need not return. So guys, this is absolutely false. He have to return. Giving a product on rent for use to another person is a contract of bailment. Very good example. Everybody have to give me the answer. Everybody. Yes, D. Giving a product on rent for use to another person is a contract of bailment. Suppose if Nikita ma'am is giving her car to another person for 10 days to use my car, and after 10 days I just take my car. So this is bailment. The answer is absolutely right. This is bailment. If ornament kept in the safe locker of a bank are stolen in spite of due care by the bank, so the bank is liable to the depositor of this one. In the page class we have done this thing. In the page class we have done this thing, class. This is the example of bailment. Tell me, guys. If Nikita ma'am have given jewelry to the bank, okay, Nikita ma'am have given jewelry to the bank, and in that case, suppose if the jewelry is stolen in the bank, so whether the bank is liable for the depositor? The answer is absolutely not. Why, class C? Because we know that in the case of bank is bailee. And bailee duty is to take care of goods. Okay? Bailee duty is to take care of goods. Right? So, if the bank have take care of goods, so in that case, take care of goods, the bailee will not responsible for if he just take care of good as a reasonable person. So that's why, class, the bank is liable. That is absolutely false. The bank is not liable. The bank is not liable. It is the obligation of bailee. Obligation means duty of bailee to keep the good separate from the goods of bailer. Tell me, guys, F point. What is the F point? Yes, class. It is the obligation of bailee. That is absolutely true. This is absolutely true. The bailer is liable, and this is the conceptual based question. This type of question will become in your exam. The bailer is liable for any loss to the bailee if goods bailed are defective. Goods bailed are defective and the bailer knowingly does not disclose the fact to the bailee. As we know that in the duty of bailer, we have just read that the bailer have to what? The bailer have to tell the defect of the goods to the bailee. And in that case, the bailer is, not concerned about this thing. So what is the right answer? The bailer is liable. Yes, class, the bailer is liable or not? Yes, class, what will be the right answer here? So in that case, class, G, that is true, because when the bailer is giving anything to the bailee, so it is a duty of bailer to tell the defect that is in the goods. Okay? If the bailee has rendered any service involving the exercise of labor skill in respect of goods bailed to him, he has a right to retain goods until he receive the due remuneration for service he has rendered. The answer is C. This is bailer and this is bailee, right? Two persons are there, bailer and bailee. So in that case, this is given that the bailee has rendered any service. Suppose if the bailee have spent 10,000 rupees in take care of that goods which belong to the bailer, so the bailee have right to retain that good until the bailee have right to retain that good until the bailer have paid the 10,000 rupees. So this is right and wrong. H. And do not forget to like the session. H, class. So this is absolutely true. This is absolutely true. For a contract of bailment to be valid, there should be always the contract between parties in writing. It is necessary that, class, the contract of bailment should be in writing. Tell me. That is compulsory. That is compulsory. No, this is not compulsory because contract may be express implied. For a valid bailment, possession of bail goods with the bailee is a must. Possession or ownership? Possession, right now? So this is the true statement. Because for the valid bailment, we do not have to transfer the ownership. We only have to transfer the possession, class. So guys, this is all about your bailment, and I hope so you people understand this topic, the term bailment. Is that okay, class? So this is your bailment. Now, contract of pledge. What is contract of pledge? X, Y. X is pawner and Y is pawnee. X taken 10 lakh rupees from Y and X have given movable goods. Movable goods as a security. Movable goods as a security. So this is called pledge. Class, this is called pledge when one person demand money or take loan from the pawnee. We can also call pledgee. So he have to give some movable property as a security. So this is called what? Pledge. Okay, this is called pledge. Now what is written here? The bailment of goods as a security for the payment of debt and the performance of promise is called pledge. Under pledge, the bank can, on the insolvency of the borrower, take the possession of assets, sell it and use the proceed to repay the loan. Exactly, the bank can, whatever the security that is deposited by the pawner, the bank can take it. The bank have already possession, so bank have a right to sell that property. This put bank in a stronger position than creditor who do not have a security. Exactly. Why the bank have a stronger position? Because bank takes security if he is giving loan. However, the contract of pledge also certain characteristic of own which has been discussed in this unit. Okay, now tell me true false. In the pledge, the goods are delivered to be kept as security for the debt and the performance of the promise. This is true and false. This is true or false, class? Tell me. So this is absolutely true. This is absolutely true. The pawnee can sell the goods if the pawner fails to pay. This is right. This is right, class? Tell me. Please read the question. So the pawnee can, yes, the bank can sell. This is absolutely true. The pawnee can sell the goods without giving notice to the pawner. Notice is compulsory or not? Because notice signify the equal justice. So if pawnee is selling the property of the pawner, so whether he have to show the notice to the pawner or not? The answer is without notice. This is false. The pawnee can keep the goods even after the pawner has paid the dues. The pawnee can keep the goods even after the pawner has paid the dues. If the pawner has already paid the dues, so why pawnee can hold the goods? This is absolutely false. The pawnee can repledge the pledged goods. Tell me. The pawnee, or we can also say it the pledgee, both are same person. So they can repledge the goods. Suppose X, Y. X have given security, Y have given 10 lakh rupees. Y giving this goods to this and taking loan 10 lakh from Z person. So this is absolutely, class, true. This is absolutely, class, true. So this is your pledge. So I hope so you people understand this topic. Now the contract of agency. So contract of agency is basically principal and agent. If any work done by agent, principal is liable. This is the concept. So the contract of agency which allow a person to appoint agent to deal with the third party, like other contract, certain essential features and rules. There are different types of agent classified on the basis of extent of their authority and the nature of work performed. The statute also recognizes certain rights and duties of the agent principal which aid them ensuring that there is a conducive environment and a good understanding between them. So this is the basic theme of what? The contract of agency. Tell me which of the following essential for a valid contract of agency. Number 1 point, the agent need not have capacity to contract. The principal have capacity to contract. Consideration must for appointing an agent. So which of the following is the valid one? That we have already discussed. That we have already discussed, class. Tell me, which of the following is the right answer? So in this point, class, the valid essential point is that the principal should have capacity to contract. So B is the right point that we have already done. The agent is appointed to act as a connecting link and bring principal into the binding contractual relationship with the third party. The answer is yes. This is true. Under the Indian contract, the principal could be minor. Under the Indian contract, tell me class. The principal could be minor. B. That is totally false. An agent could be minor as per the provision of Indian Contract Act. C. Minor could be class. C point. That is totally false, because if the Indian contract is given, so under the Indian contract, the minor cannot enter into the contract. Got it? By implication, the work done by agent for a principal is equivalent to the work done by the principal himself. That is a base. D point. That is a base. So D is absolutely true. In the absence of contract to the contrary, an agent may retain goods, paper, whether movable, immovable, belonging to principal in the possession until the amount due to him in respect of such goods has been paid and accounted to him. This is very good question. This is very good question, class. Tell me, this act is important, this module is important. So that's why in the paid class also, in the definition term also, and in the summary session also, I'm going to start this session from the Indian Contract Act. Okay, now let's start. So Indian contract, that is basically divided into the two parts. The first is general principle of contract. The second is special principle of contract. Right? It's a quick revision. So class, as we know that the general principle of contract, section 1 to 75, and special principle of contract, section 124 to 238, but you do not need to mug up the sections. Okay? So this 1 to 75, basically, in which we have just read the formula of contract. Offer plus acceptance is equal to promise. Promise in legal term is agreement plus law enforceability is equal to contract. So this is the formula that we have read in the general principle of contract, and in the special principle of contract we have to study. We have already done indemnity, bailment, pledge, agency, and contract of guarantee. So these are the 5 concepts that is given under section 124 to 238, but we do not have to study the sections. Okay, now, so from Indian contract, 2 act has been removed, and that is your SOGA Act, Sales of Good Act, and the second is your Partnership Act. These 2 act has been removed. So this is very important. Okay, now let's start with the session. Number 1 session. Okay, so what is contract? So contract means the agreement which is enforceable by law. This is the basic formula of contract. So in the contract, we have just learned this formula. Okay, now what is agreement? Agreement is basically offer plus acceptance is equal to agreement. So this is the basic formula of what? Agreement. And we know that in the Indian Contract Act, we only have to focus on the legal agreement. No social agreement, no domestic agreement. We have to focus on the legal agreement. Legal agreement in which the legal formalities is fulfilled. Suppose if a customer is coming into your bank and he want to take the what? And he want to take this one loan, or he want to deposit the money. So what is this? The customer is coming. So suppose if we take the loan, he is creating a contract between you, contract with you. So this is called what? Contract. So in the Indian contract, you have to focus only on the legal contract. Okay, now there must be lawful proposal by one party and other party must accept the proposal to enter into the contract. So in the general principle of contract, basically we have just seen that the formula of contract, right now. So this is the offer plus acceptance is equal to agreement plus law enforceability is equal to contract. So please remember this formula of the term contract. Okay. So in the contract there must be proposal. So what is offer? Offer is also called class proposal. Offer is also called proposal. The second word of offer is called proposal. So when the proposal is accept, that is equal to agreement. An agreement may be oral and written. An agreement is defined every promise, every set of promises forming the consideration for each other. So this is the definition of what? Agreement. So if you see the definition, this is the definition of contract, this is the definition of agreement. So guys, agreement is nothing. This is the definition of agreement. So it is the promise, every promise. Suppose that offerer is making promise and every set of promises, this acceptor is also making promises. Suppose if I want to watch movie in the movie theater, so I am offering that I want to watch movie. Okay, the movie theater boy is saying, okay Nikita ma'am, you can watch the movie, but you have to deposit the 1,000 rupees for the ticket. So one person is also promising, another person is also promising, and we are making the consideration. In movie theater, he will not allow to see the movie in the free fund. No, I have to pay the money, and movie theater is allowing me to see the movie. So allowing to see the movie is consideration for me, and for movie theater, rupees is the consideration. So for every agreement, for every contract, there must be consideration. In order to form agreement, this is your definition. In order to form agreement, there must be proposal and offer by one party and acceptance by another party. So this is the formula of what? Agreement. This is the definition which is given in your Indian contract, and this is your formula of agreement. This is the formula of agreement. Okay. The party to the agreement must legally competent to enter into contract. So class, what is legally competent? Legally competent means person must be plus 18, person must be sound mind and not disqualified by law. Not disqualified by law. So this is your competent. So in every Indian contract, the party must be competent. Agreement made by minor is void ab initio. So why the agreement made by minor is void ab initio? The reason is very simple. Minor is a person that is always below 18. Minor is the person that is always below 18, right? So if I talk about the minor, minor cannot understand what is right, what is wrong, because under the Indian contract or in any act, the person who is plus 18, that person can be treated as the mature person. Okay, so that's why if I talk about the minor, so below 18 is the minor person. Okay, below 18 is the minor person. Done. So now in that case, if any agreement, because see, the minor contract cannot become the contract, because if a minor is offer plus acceptance is equal to agreement, that agreement will be what? Void ab initio. So what is void ab initio? That is from the starting it is void. This is called void ab initio. That's it. Okay, next, there are also other essential valid contracts such as intention to create the legal relationship which have to be fulfilled. It means in the contract there must be the legal relationship have to be created between the two person, and in every contract there must be two parties, because one person cannot make a contract with themselves. So in every contract there must be two parties. So class, that's it. So we have done the crux of Indian Contract Act, the general principle of contract. Now you have to solve the question. A dash is said to be free when the party to the contract agree to the same thing in the same sense, whether it is consent, contract or agreement. Tell me, class. Every part is important, guys. Every part is important. Every part is important. Yes, class, tell me. Yes, class, tell me. So, class, as you can easily see that a consent. A consent is said to be free when the party to the contract agree to the same thing in the same sense. It means if Nikita ma'am want to sell her red car, so opposite party also want to purchase Nikita's ma'am red car. So same thing in the same sense. Suppose if opposite party think blue car and I'm thinking red car, so this is not in the same sense in the same thing. So that's why this cannot be contract. Okay, so for the contract, the party should be in the same thing in the same sense. That's it. A contract without dash is void. What? A contract without dash is void. Cash, consideration, indemnity, guarantee. A contract without what thing should be void? So there are 4 options here. There are 4 options there. Yes, class. Yes, what is the right answer, class? Yes, class, what is the right answer? A contract without class consideration. A contract without consideration is totally void. So this is the right answer. A person who make proposal. What is this? Promisor, principal, debtor, surety and guarantor. You have to give me the answer. I'm just telling you the way how to learn the questions. And this is a quick, complete revision of Indian Contract Act. So class, a person who make proposal, that person is called promisor. So this is the right answer. Okay. A person is said to be competent. Competent means capable to do contract if he is major, he is sound mind. He is major and sound mind. So in this option, there is a slash and this is and. And means this one also, this one also. So what is the right answer? So class, a person is said to be competent to contract when he is the major plus sound mind. So this is the right answer. D, this one is the right answer. Okay. So this is the question. Now true and false. That is also of Indian contract. A enters, A is a one person, enter into the agreement with B to rob C. Rob means robbery. So A have done a contract with B that you have to rob C, robbery, to the C person and share the money. B runs away with all the money. B robs C and he run away. A can file a suit to B against B to recover the money. So class, tell me, can A file the case against B person? That is true and false. A can file the case. These are very important questions. Excellent. Shahishta ma'am, excellent. So class, in that case, that robbery is illegal thing and you are making contract of the illegal thing. So that he can file the case. The answer is no. That is the false one. Okay. Now, X17 can enter into the agreement with Y that is 25. This is true and false. This is true and false. Tell me, class. This is true and false. X enter into the agreement with Y to buy a car. So class, X is 17. So this is false because a minor cannot do any contract. Okay, now a contract is concluded only when the party to whom proposal is made accept the proposal. That is absolutely true. When the offer is accepted, then this is the beginning of making any contract. So I think this is complete. So this is called, class, the summary of general principle of contract, and I hope so you people understand this. This is the general principle of contract, and I hope so you people understand the summary and the questions of this one. So this is a quick revision of Indian contract of the general principle. Now, contract of indemnity. So guys, the contract of indemnity in which a party apprehend a loss in a particular contract and wants itself to be covered from the losses it may incur. It means in the contract of indemnity, there must be loss of one party and the protection of loss from the other party. This is called contract of indemnity. The contract of indemnity may be express or implied. What is express? Written and oral, and implied means by the way of act and conduct. Is that okay? And if you feel any doubt in any line, in any word, you can please ask in a comment box. This is very important. A contract of indemnity, the liability of indemnifier. See class, just like your health insurance. In health insurance, suppose X person have taken health insurance from the Reliance Health Insurance Company. So guys, X person is called indemnity holder, and this is also called indemnified, and this insurance company is called indemnifier. So class, the loss will be happen to this person and protection of loss will be done to this person, right? So in the contract of indemnity, the liability of indemnifier is a stand-alone primary obligation. Exactly. The primary liability is of this one, and it is independent from and not contingent or any other party liability to the indemnified party. It means loss will be done by this and the coverance of loss will be done by this person. And the principle of co-extensiveness does not apply to the indemnities. So what is co-extensiveness? So co-extensiveness is basically the liability that will not go parallel, because only one person is liable, that is indemnifier, and for that thing insurance we also pay the premium. Okay, we also pay the premium. Indemnifier will remain liable under indemnity in relation to the loss under contract even if the underlying contract is void and unenforceable. The contract is void or not enforceable in front of the court, still indemnifier will be liable because he have promise. He is the promiser. Bank. If I say you the example of bank, in order to isolate themselves from any adverse development and consequent loss at the later date, obtain indemnity while issuing the duplicate demand draft fixed deposit receipt permitting operation in current account of partnership. So class, in this case, as you can see, if we talk about the indemnity and indemnity holder in the case of bank. So suppose if you people lost the fixed deposit receipt, demand draft, etc. So bank, in order to isolate themselves from any adverse development, it means the bank will not take the liability. The bank will not take the liability. So that's why in that case the bank will be called as the indemnity holder and the person will be called the indemnifier, sorry. The bank is indemnity holder and the person is called indemnifier. That's it. Okay, let's do the question. Insurance policy are the contract which are in the nature of insurance policy. So insurance policy class always in the nature of, that is indemnity. This is the right answer. There are parties in the indemnity. So how many parties are there? So guys, there are 2 parties in contract of indemnity. True and false. A person who is indemnified can recover damages as well as cost. So class, this question is from section 125 of the Indian contract, in which we have just learned the rights of indemnity holder. So rights, sum, damages, cost, everything the indemnity holder can take it from the indemnifier. So this is your right. True statement. Where notice has to be given to indemnifier as the terms of the indemnity holder has to abide by it and entitled to claim. Exactly. Then indemnity holder will entitle to claim. In a contract of indemnity, the promisee is indemnifier. Yes.